Hi, everybody. I wanted to welcome you to the last week of Intro to Business. We are in the last week, week 6. And recapping, of course, making sure you guys meet those requirements for those discussion posts, keeping in mind the 60-40 rule on those discussion posts, and that we are using classmates' names in your reply post. And most of you got it down. There's a few, I'm not sure what's going on there, but this is the last week to get it in. So I think everyone's doing really well with APA template. I think most of you have got that down. A few of you still need to review APA, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you can review the APA and resources video, and that will help you download that template, which is the easiest thing that you could do. So in recapping week 5, we talked about financing and tracking business operations. You guys had your final marketing project, which should include the introduction that you did in week 4, as well as that technology piece, as well as that market segmentation piece, and your conclusion for your marketing project. You also had the live classroom, the balance sheet. I think everybody's got that down now. I'm seeing those come in, and I'm able to grade those pretty quickly because it's either right or it's not. So if you get them in early enough, I can review them, and if they are wrong, before that Sunday deadline, we could, have an opportunity to fix those if that's available. So if you can get that done early, that'd be great. I am grading them pretty much as they come in. And then your discussion post on commercial banks and credit unions. So this week we're going to talk about a little bit further into finance with securities and investments. We're talking about raising short and long-term capital, which we briefly talked about in week 5. There's a video for capital structure video, and then we talk about debt and equity a little bit further, which would be better for your written assignment, and your discussion post on reflection on your career choices, final exam, and your live classroom. So this week's objectives for the last week is to explain the pros and cons of debt and equity, to describe the differences between stocks and bonds, and describe changes in your career objectives and how they fit into the world of business. So the writing assignment for this week, worth 20 points, is basically debt or equity, which is better. Your employer has developed a business plan that calls for an aggressive growth strategy, as cash is king in the business world. So you're going to write a 1-page document describing the differences between debt and equity financing, and also include advantages and disadvantages of debt and equity financing. Please remember to use APA formatting. This is the last week that you can kind of get it down before you guys go off into the next term, and it might be a little bit more difficult if you haven't had that down yet. So please make sure you've included that title and reference page, because you will do a little bit of research here, and you've used correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation. And do know that this is due Friday midnight, not Sunday, as everything is going to be due this the 18th, this Friday. Your discussion post is also worth 20 points. You're going to share what you've learned in the course, how this course maybe has piqued your interest in your chosen profession, or has it changed in any way? Have you discovered a different career option as a result of learning any different information that you've learned already in this intro course to business, or research, or even discussions with your classmates? So initial post is due Wednesday, and of course that feedback post is due Friday midnight, as well as the live classroom is still going to be Monday from 6 to 7, but do note that it will close Friday midnight. So your final exam, which we will cover a brief review for your final exam in the live lecture on Monday. This exam will contain 25 multiple choice questions, and you have 25 minutes and only one opportunity to take this exam. So when you get ready to sit down to take this exam, make sure that you are in a location that has proper internet, that you have no distractions, because I will not reset this exam. So you have 25 minutes to take it. Make sure you're prepared to do so. What was my other thing? So kind of briefly to go over what you're going to need to know. Securities and investments, so types of stocks, bonds, values, and stock ownership, which we will talk about in week 6 live lecture. Economics as far as supply and demand and monopolies. Different types of businesses and entrepreneurship. accounting functions and practices, so types of financial reporting and income statements, balance sheet, things that we did in week 5. The 4 P's of marketing that we talked about in week 4. We talked about focus groups as well, types of reward-based systems for motivation and leadership, and then managers of today versus the past. And again, we'll talk a little bit further about this in the live lecture. So I would encourage you to watch the live lecture before you take the final exam. And that'll be Monday, so you'll have a few days to take that exam, so that way you're prepared. Also, again, you still have that opportunity for that extra credit, so you'll need to go to that humanmetrics.com site. I've only had a few people do it, and that way this will close as well with everything else on the 18th, and then I will email you with what I've done to your grade as far as replacing that lowest. Probably assignment grade is where I'll start, and then we'll go from there. But I will certainly send you an email with that. But you need to email me if you're going to take advantage of this extra credit. The 4-letter code that you get after taking the Young Topology test or the Myers-Briggs test is really what it is. So 1 through 4 week are closed, and then of course 5 and 6 close September 18th at midnight when everything shuts down. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you need to email me. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I'm only on the Ocala campus once a week. And unfortunately, I've been moving. So I've had, unfortunately, been down internet-wise, as well as everything else as I've been moving. So if you need to get a hold of me, emailing me. And then if that doesn't work, we can also meet in my Adobe room, which is very much like a phone call, except you can see me and talk to me just like you would on the phone. And if that's something you want to do, you need to email me with a couple of different times that I can then confirm that time with you, and then we will meet in the Adobe room. Other than that, I hope everybody had a good time in the course as you kind of start your way into business. And I look forward to seeing you guys in other courses as far as what I'm teaching next term. I do teach a lot of the business courses, so from principles of management to operation management to quality management to finance to, I don't even know. I think I'm teaching the capstone course next term, project documentation. So a lot of different courses. So I hope to see you guys again. And then otherwise, you can always reach out to me if you guys need further assistance or help or questions. So again, I hope everybody has a great break and see you guys soon. Bye.